Hello everyone, this is Heather and I'm here with another video. Welcome to my craft room tour. This is where the magic happens in my house here in front of you. I recently moved with my husband to this house. We are still renting, but we're on the main floor of a house, which is wonderful. And I have an even bigger craft room than I did at our old condo. So I'm very excited and I'm loving the space. I'm loving how it's set up. So I'll give you a bit of a tour. If you would like to see my previous tours, they're in a playlist, which I will link below. And I hope you enjoy this. So I'll kind of go around the room. Right now I'm standing in the doorway and it's kind of in an angle to the room. I've got some really great natural lighting in here. The overhead light isn't even on and it's kind of a cloudy day outside, so it works good for this. There's not too much glare. Right when I walk in, I'll come around. I've got this sewing machine station here set up, and this is an IKEA standing laptop table, and it belongs to Wild Whisper. We use it as our cash desk when we do our pop-up shops, our larger pop-ups, but I've got my sewing machine on there, so it works perfectly. I just stand and use the pedal, which is down there. I've got some of my mini albums in here. This is mostly Wild Whisper display stuff in there. Some of my vintage cameras on display, and I've got my Silhouette cutting machine stuff in here and some white cardstock. And then I keep these scissors just with the sewing machine. Next here is the closet. And it's a pretty small closet. It's very messy, so I won't open it up. But you can see I just have my cord for my sewing machine running behind there to the outlet. This is our brand new Wild Whisper stuff that will be launching on July 13th, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be doing full collection videos on Wild Whisper's channel, so go follow them. This is my secondary workspace where I have my Silhouette machine here, and this table used to be our kitchen table, and we didn't really use it as a kitchen table in our condo because we didn't have a dining area, because we used it as the office more so it was more of with the office computer desk table in our old place, but now I have it in here because this room is even bigger, so that's kind of nice. So like I said, I've got my Silhouette cameo here. This actually is Wild Whispers, but Susie and I both use it. And then a little display of some art journals and some yummy smelling salts. On the wall I've got these two display things, which are also Wild Whispers. We use them in our pop-up shops to display the traveler's notebooks that we sell, but here in the craft room I've got traveler's notebooks and little mini albums and art journals and stuff displayed in them. So it's nice that I can use Wild Whisper's stuff in my room, because otherwise we'd just have to store it. So it's nice to have space for that. Under this table is what used to be our old TV stand back in our basement suite, so 2 places ago, and we used it in the closet for a little while to store clothes, but now I have it in the craft room again because I have more space in here. So I've got my Xyron machine there, my cinch there, my label maker, some projects and cases, my organized small scraps of pattern paper in that folder, and then this little organizer with all kinds of bits and bobs. My favorite things are like the little pins and stuff in there. There's a bunch of key charms in there. Sorry, I'm bonking the camera on the table above here. And yeah, lots of fun stuff in there. This organizer I haven't got completely how I want it. I've got, well, this one's pretty good. I've got lots of fun embellishments in here. So some Wild Whisper wood veneers, some other ones, some tassels, some different random things, rubber pieces, small tassels, paper clips, lots of fun stuff. But The rest of these, well, this one is beads, so that's pretty organized. This is just random stuff that I need to go through. And then there's one missing because it's in one of these cases with project stuff. My easel, my tabletop easel is there. And then we come around to my cube shelf, which is from IKEA as well. They changed the name, I believe, so I don't remember what the name is, but I've got a display of stuff on top. This beautiful houseplant is new to me. I got it at a plant exchange. I just love it. And this window, yeah, there, it'll focus. It's actually those clear cubes that aren't, they're like translucent, so you can't see through them. So it has a privacy screen as well, but it lets in nice light for my plant over here. And then on this shelf, it's pretty much the same as it was in my last video tour, but I'll show you a few things that are different. Of course, I've got my albums up here the same, my typewriters the same. It's rearranged a little different. My full sheet pattern paper here from other companies. Most of my Wild Whisper stuff I keep together in these folders, or like they're like clear plastic envelopes. This is something new. I have this paper organizer and it says Alpha stickers. So, oops, the other one's gonna fall out. I keep all my thickers and alphabet stickers in there, which is nice. In here, this is a 31 bags organizer and it's just Velcro. I keep my random stickers and rub-ons in here, and they're kind of organized in clips and stuff. And I've got some almost empty sheets that I need to get through. And then this yellow bin has some awesome stuff. So it's got my brads and eyelets and charms. So I recently organized all these. I really love the charm organizers. You can see they're kind of by category. There's winter ones, there's animals, bugs, keys, no, my keys there somewhere else, cameras. Anyways, I've got 2 of those, and I just really like how they're organized, and yeah, they're fun to look at, so that's one of my new favorite things. This organizer I need to go through too, because a lot of that stuff I need to purge, and I want to put fun embellishments in there. And then I think the rest of this is very similar to how I had it in my room at the condo, so I won't go through it too much. But up here you can see I've got some decor, just things I've drawn, some art journals, some cameras. I love this bear photo. This is by a local photographer named John Yates. The bear is like scratching his butt. It's so cute. And then this plant I just love because it drapes down the side here, and I haven't killed it yet, which is a miracle, and it drapes up and over here, and it just looks so pretty. And this tiger is a new item. A friend brought this back from his wild travels, I think from Asia. And I can't remember where in Asia, sorry. And I've got these display shelves over here, which are also Wild Whispers that we use for display, and I just stuck them on the wall with some different stuff. I've got my, ouch, I walked into the table. I've got my Raskog cart here, which is similar. I have Nuvo drops in here. They're kind of spilling over. I need a bit of a bigger bowl. Some fun trims in there, this wooden box to organize glitter, and like little paper clips and stuff. 2 of my favorite sprays right there, my alcohol inks, some of my tiny washi tapes, and then these cups on the side have different things like gem kind of things, those what are they called, studs. My more sequins. Oh, I forgot to show you, in this little thing up here is where I keep my packages of sequins. You can't really see, but it's a cute little jar that I got from the dollar store. So more sequins. Little stamps I keep in here. My big clear stamp sets I keep in there. I'll show you my wood stamps later. In this little box I have my roller date stamps or roller sentiment stamps, some distress ink, what are these called? They're the foam tops. Oh, distress stains, dauber tops rather. And then some these are those Studio Calico zipper pouches with embellishments. Sorry, it's getting dark when I stand like that. And then just some random stuff, some distress crayons in the bottom and extra containers. This thing, so this on the bottom is a trunk that has a bunch of pretty much junk that I hide in it, so I won't show you that. Here's my heat tool. Here's just a decorative bird cage. But this thing I used to keep over on the cube right on top of this bin, but I find it more convenient to have it right by my side here because I sit here, and so it's just to my left side when I'm sitting at the table, and I access it all the time. So my distress oxides and sponges and tool are in here. Some Wild Whisper die cut packs are in here. My distress inks are in there, and then all my Wild Whisper stamp sets are here, so I keep them easy access. This is just one of my new favorite stamps, so it's getting a spot in there for now. It does generally live in there though with my other small stamps. And my two big sets of letter stamps I just keep here. So that's where those are. But yeah, I like to have that stuff really close by. Here's my heat tool. In here is the bin under my desk. So on the top I've got things like pens. Here I've got some more ink pads that I reach for a lot. In here is adhesive, and in the bottom is some sprays and some embossing powders and mixed media stuff. I've gone all through that in previous tours, so I won't bore you with the details, but here is my window. Looks out onto our deck and into our backyard, which is lovely. There are some plants that I planted, our fire pit. Yeah, lovely view out there. I have my normal tool spinny thing and my washi tape collection in here. So this is actually a Keurig pod organizer, and I keep my tapes in there, which is perfect. And then this spins on top of it with all my most used tools. Some extra brushes and pencils in there. Then I've got this nice little candle, vanilla scented. This little thing is from Michael's, and I didn't know what I bought it for, but I just like to keep some cute things on my desk in it. There's some cute sequin tape, some twine, some paper clips, that sort of thing, more twine. And then this I got for Christmas from a lovely friend, and it keeps some bits and bobs organized as well. I stamped all these flowers for Mother's Day cards, and I think I'm going to use the rest on a layout. I colored them with some Spectrum Noir pens, so they're sparkly, and it's the Wild Whisper stamp set, so I love those. Normally, there's this little table next to my desk, my garbage down there. Normally the guillotine cutter is here, but it's actually at Susie's house right now, because again, it belongs to Wild Whisper. And then over on this side of the room, I've got some travel photos there in a strip. I've got this dresser and this cabinet. So this was in my room before at the condo, but this dresser used to have clothes in it in our bedroom. And now in our bedroom here, we have a large IKEA closet thing. So it's like not built in, but it came with the place anyway, so it stays here. So I didn't need room for our clothes in this in the bedroom. So I emptied our clothes into the closet and then put this in here to organize some stuff. So things that used to be in my other plastic bin drawer units are now in this, and it looks a little nicer than the plastic organizers, which I like. And then this is the door where I came in. So I'll give you an overview here of what's on top. Just some cameras and some art. a project I did for Wild Whisper, a painting, some more little fun decor. My jar of spools, I love this. These wooden spools are from my grandma. So here, this is an IKEA thingy as well. In this drawer, I have things like felt and different string type items and wire and chain. In this drawer, it's kind of my fairy garden theme drawer. It looks messy, but it's all fairy garden stuff. So there's moss, there's little rocks and leaves and little jars and burlap and landscaping glue stuff for the what is this? The grass, like shredded grass for landscaping models. Yeah, lots of different little stuff in there. This drawer has my cardstock organized. So this is the scrap cardstock organized by color in large box. There's this watercolor paper and a stack of my 8.5 by 11 cardstock in there for card making. In the next drawer, I love this drawer. It's like my art and mixed media drawer. So I've got some watercolor here, cheap watercolors, my nicer watercolors here, my Copic markers down there, model paints, paint brushes, all kinds of art stuff like watercolor pencils, chalk pastels and Crayola markers, paint brushes in this roll, big paint brushes. This is my new, what's it called, gouache paint set, which is really pretty. I'll have to show you that sometime. This close to my heart toolbox sort of thing organizes my Spectrum Noir pens. I'll just open this and show you. Oh, there's a little paint palette in there. There they are. Oopsies. Wrecking the place. Sorry, it's kind of dark over here. Maybe I should turn the light on real quick. I don't know. Don't know if it will help. There. Well, I think it did help. Okay, so that there is closed. This is a few oil paints and my watercolor paints in there. Mod Podge, gesso, molding paste, glues, little plastic things from yogurt for paint, water, and paint palettes. I use those a lot. So that's a fun drawer. I love everything in there. Next we have the wood stamps drawer and the few punches I have. So here's my big background wood stamps, the punches back in there kind of piled up, a bin of smaller stamps, and then these are mostly Stampin' Up! Stamps in sets, although I've used some of the Stampin' Up! Containers to just organize other stamps. So those are my wood stamps. I don't use them as much. Honestly, I don't use any of my stamps really a lot except for my Wild Whisper stamps because they're so handy and I love them. But yeah, this is what we can call the junk drawer. So everything that doesn't really fit in another category, I just throw in here. I've got like some cinch spines, my polymer clay stuff is in here, sponges, some clips, some spray paint, my brayer, some little envelopes, all kinds of stuff. Ooh, I can't believe I showed you that. Okay, and then across from that, back at the desk, I've got another chair here, which I use as a guest chair if Susie or someone is over crafting or we're having a meeting or something. And then this matching trunk that matches the one over here, if you remember seeing that. It's just a small one though. It's only that big. I keep like printer paper and stuff in there, and then mini albums on top, some December dailies. Yeah, that's all December dailies actually. And then in this cabinet, you can see my reflection now. I've got just display stuff in there, some projects. It's really hard to see with the light on. That doesn't really help because the window. And there's a window over there. So there's a lot of glare. Sorry, you can't really see. But there's just some display stuff, some projects, fun stuff. And then in here, I Again, this looks a bit chaotic too, but I've got more of those iris containers with projects, some layouts that need to be stuck in albums, and then this is mostly alterable projects, so just some boxes and things that I might alter someday, and some books and stuff that I rip pages out of for mixed media projects. So, oop, that's loud, sorry about that. That is the craft room. I left a little mess over there. But I hope you enjoyed this tour. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're looking for any organizational ideas. I can give you some tips if I can. I'll do my best to help anyways. Let me know your organizational tips. If you've got some great solutions that you think I need to know, I would love to hear them. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for visiting my craft room today. Bye!